This week on Lemon's Car Spotting.
Hey everybody, it is Eric, it is Nick, it is Lemon's Car Spotting, it is the crappy cars that we're going to talk about, and we're going to start right now.
Indeed, and we're going to start, with, I saw this in the thumbnail and was like, it's a Ford Escort. They sold 10 trillion of them and they're all gone now. What else do we say? Well, what else we say is the Nash Metropolitan that's parked next to it. Those internet memes of like, is this the perfect two-car solution? Well, maybe this is.
Yeah, you have a practical 5-door with good fuel economy, and you have, fun is, I don't know if that's an actual way to talk about owning a Nash, but you have your fun car, I guess.
I'm sure that the Nash Metropolitan has some drawbacks, but I think you're always going to have fun tooling around in something that looks like that.
Those had MGB motors, right?
Did they?
I don't know.
Post in the comments if the Nash Metropolitan had a BMC B series. I would assume it would be A series, so like a midget motor. Yeah. But I have no idea. Post in the comments and let us know.
Yeah. Oh man. Well,
Hyundai
Junkyard is kind of cheating, but this is obviously a choice example for so very many reasons. Number one, there was never anything such as Hyundai Sport, so that is entirely made up, as is the tribal graphics. I love the marker hood scoop on it. Maybe it's a template to cut it out.
It looks like it was going to be a hood scoop.
Right. Yeah. And then whatever brought it to the junkyard happened. In the grand scheme of cars you could race in Lemons, this is actually not that bad of a car. These Elantras do okay. This was kind of I don't know if I would call it the golden era of Hyundai, but their crap seemed to work okay. This is early 2000s, early to mid 2000s. What I've never understood, by the way, is the graphic that people put on their gas tank with the person trying to pull the gas gauge back to full. I simply do not understand that. But anyway, Hyundai Elantra Sport, apparently.
This was the guy who was living on the street and somebody got a Lancer rally art and he was like, damn it. Wait, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. Going up. Oh, now this is great. I love this. This is, bringing generations together in harmony of ridiculously tiny little cars. And I will point out, I feel like enthusiasts do this often, where one car is like the super revered, whatever, iconic, great example of a enthusiast machine. And then another car, which is 95% the same, is the worst car ever made.
Right.
And I feel like that's true of the Austin Mini and the smart car. Everybody loves an Austin Mini, but I feel like enthusiasts are like, oh, and then you got a smart car, dumbest car ever, lol. Yeah. And it's like they're really not that different, God, if anything, you can do donuts in a smart car. In a Mini, you got to put it in reverse to do that.
Yeah. Isn't that the real marker of a good car, is how well it'll do donuts?
Yeah.
I have no comments. This is amazing in every way. These two cars.
Yep. Agreed. All right. Oh Lord. Oh man. Oh dude. It's a Vendetta.
Oh, and it's trophy winning. That's my favorite part. Man, I saw one of these at Concours de Lemons, and it's not the same one, and I will tell you why I know that. And the one that was at Concours de Lemons had functional side pipes on it.
Oh, and hell yeah. Wait, how?
So the exhaust routed from the rear underneath the entire car all the way up to the front fenders and out the side. It was literally a 25-foot exhaust system on a Volkswagen kit car.
So the exits were by the front wheels.
No, it
it turned back around. Okay, I was gonna say, like,
shape. Yeah,
it would be pretty hilarious to do it, but have the exits just, bolt on the set of J.C. Whitney lake pipes backwards, and then make it adapt it to the Volkswagen exhaust.
Man, obviously some kind of delivery van kit. From the custom van and era, really, and applied to a Volkswagen Beetle.
Now, years ago, buddies, we sat around and came up with the idea for the Dumbball 3000 rally, which was all bad Volkswagen kit cars, which is just an incredible. Can you imagine getting a collection of 40 different Volkswagen kit cars and just rolling them in formation down the Vegas Strip? I mean, that's a real dream of mine. I'd be in the Mini Camaro. Somebody would have a Laser 917. We'd invite this gentleman in his award-winning Vendetta, and it would just be incredible. Somebody would need, what's that thing called? The Boonie Bug?
Yeah.
And then is it the Boonie Bug that's got the gull-wing side doors? I don't know. There's just, post in the comments your favorite Volkswagen-based kit cars, because there is quite a collection.
Yeah, we famously on a Lemons Rally had a Bremen Mini Mark Shriners edition, which is maybe the greatest thing that's ever happened.
God, so good. All right. Oh, boy. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. Oh, wait, no, that's Amore.
That's Amore, not Volare.
I'm thinking of Volare. Whoa, yeah. Speaking of 70s Vegas, both of those things apply to this. What is it advertising exactly?
I'm guessing this is an estate sale or
a
garage sale or something.
And this is just the thing by the street that gets everybody to come in and check it out.
Yeah, instead of the plywood with spray paint, it is the sheet with spray paint. Yeah.
Well, it works. I was in Cub Scouts with the kid whose dad had a green on green vinyl. Was it a Volare or an Aspen? Did they have both as a wagon? In any case, it was this era Chrysler wagon. Not bad, really. I mean, a lot of them had slant sixes. A lot of them had 318s, arguably the two best choices for a Chrysler daily driver of that era. And, it's a wagon. We don't have those anymore.
Yeah. By the way, estate sales like this, great places to find Lemons cars. You have motivated sellers. So.
Indeed. All right. What are we looking at here?
I think.
Oh, a Malibu
SS. I don't know if
though.
I think it has been made into one with a wing and probably some badging. I don't think this Motor Trend Car of the Year era Malibu had an SS trim, but
I think that the SS did have 5-spoke wheels like this, but I don't think these are those. And I think it had a little wing on the back. Does this have that?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. Well,
I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. Ultimately, though, I mean, like, this is the kind of the pinnacle of pointless GM anything. This was the bringing back of Malibu, as a nameplate. And boy, God, they were just the most milquetoast thing that could have ever existed. And the fact that somebody has decided either to buy an SS if they existed, or probably even more sad than the Hyundai Elantra Sport, to make their own. There's a lot of decisions happening there.
Well, and actually, now that you mention that, I remember an episode of The First 48 where the perpetrator was caught on security camera with a Malibu SS. And I want to say that one of the characteristics of a real SS is the little leaping, that's an Impala.
That's
SS.
the Impala, yeah.
Right. So the Malibu SS was what? Because I was thinking the Impala SS was the one that had the transverse mini LS in it, front wheel drive V8. But the Malibu, smaller than that, never got the V8.
Yeah, Maybe it was the 3800 instead of the 3100. I don't know. None of this makes any sense.
Nobody knows. And to your point about bringing back old nameplates, I was literally just telling this story about, I was mentioning to my uncle that I had rented a modern 2022 or whatever Chevy Malibu, and that it got good mileage on this road trip I was taking. And he was like, in his mind, a Chevy Malibu is like a 70s muscle car. And he was like, oh, I wouldn't have expected that. So good job, GM marketing, for getting none of the benefit of an old nameplate and all of the downsides to the average viewer.
Yeah, agreed. Well, I'm going to take the hooptiest. And boy, it's a tough one this week. The estate sale Volare looks, I mean, it exists at all. Can't really call that hoopty. Most of those are gone at this point. I think it's got to be the custom homemade tuner Hyundai Elantra. I mean, to some extent, I appreciate the fact that the best car to learn how to wrench and tune on is the one that you have. And yet, this somehow strikes a chord of just being the lamest thing I've maybe ever seen.
Yeah, it's very, very depressing. I mean, God, when you're really like, there's a certain amount of very funny, humorous irony to draw a hood scoop in Sharpie on your car.
Right.
But I think that this guy was doing it for real. And that just makes it real sad. So, that's a good choice. I've got the Lemons build. Boy, I'd love to see a Vendetta, but Volkswagen kit cars are just too, well, what's the word? Dangerous for modern Lemons race use, I should say. Definitely bring this on a rally. Somebody's already done it. If you're the second person to do it, we will be still just as thrilled. But for the actual build, the car I want to see racing around on a racetrack in a road race in Lemons is a Volare wagon. Because, boy, it's certainly never been done in Lemons. It may have never been done ever. You can be a road racing pioneer. You're going to win a trophy if it stays running with, a slant 6 or a 318. It probably will. So, this is a perfect choice for Lemons race.
Yeah. Completely agree. It's also, well, it was baby blue with the bad wood applique, since that's obviously not wood as the way it's worn off. Do nothing to it but put numbers on it and a cage in it. It is totally going to dominate. Those wheels with the hubcaps on them, that is mint. If you can keep those on, that's kind of the way to do it. Even leave the estate sale sign on the back of it if you can. You're not going to need to see out the back anyway.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That'll do it for Lemons Car Spotting this week. Keep finding your estate sale Volare wagons, and we'll talk about them on this channel. We'll see you next week. God, your whole theme could be estate sale. Like you said, leave the sign on the back, and then in your paddock space, it's a bunch of random screwdrivers and lamps and couches and stuff. And you just, you can recoup that into your budget.
Yeah, nothing says Lemons like racing with 17 years of back issues of Popular Science.